Hi, I'm Mark Bates, and I'm a metabolic health coach. And today's topic is carnivore results, powerful tweaks to help you just super drive your ketogenic carnivore diet. Okay, the most important breakthroughs in the carnivore diet rarely involve adding exotic foods or supplements, right? They involve subtraction, precision, and listening to your body's signals. For many, the carnivore journey begins with dramatic improvements. You lose weight, inflammation subsides, and energy soars, but progress stalls. What separates those who continue to thrive from those who plateau? Often it's not about trying harder with the same approach. It's about identifying the subtle variables that matter most for your unique biology. Let's explore the unexpected tweaks that transform results for confirmed carnivore dieters. Okay, I call this the 3 day sweet freedom protocol. Rachel had struggled with uncontrollable sweet cravings her entire life. A lot of people tell me this. At family gatherings, she couldn't enjoy a single slice of pie without obsessing over when she could sneak back and for seconds and thirds. I had no willpower, she said. I thought it was just my fault. I have no discipline. And then she tried something radical, eliminating sweet taste from her life. Not just obvious sweets, everything. She replaced her sweetened toothpaste, stopped taking flavored vitamin C tablets, and removed all sweeteners from her coffee, right? Even the non caloric ones. No exceptions. The result? Within just 3 days, her cravings completely disappeared as her brain's reward pathways reset. 3 days in, she said the cravings were gone. I never experienced this. It was like a whole new world. This wasn't merely about willpower, it was biochemistry. In fact, willpower probably doesn't work very well. We have years of research showing that sugar triggers the same reward centers in the brain as addictive drugs. In fact, in some cases, it appears to be even more addictive than like cocaine. For those with carbohydrate addiction, moderation often fails where complete elimination succeeds. Colleen experienced the same transformation. I was shocked by the carb cravings going away. I didn't even realize that I had been craving carbs. I just thought that was normal. Now, when faced with beautifully decorated cupcakes, her reaction simply, no thanks, I'll have cheese and coffee. The sweet taste elimination protocol works because it breaks the neurological addiction cycle completely rather than maintaining it at a lower level. For many, this represents freedom from a lifetime of struggle. Now, it may take a little bit more than 3 days for you, but eliminating all sweets will have a profound effect. Okay? Iodine. This is a big one, the iodine connection. When Hannah went carnivore, after being diagnosed with intramural uterine fibroids, her doctors recommended a hysterectomy. She chose a diet change instead. I had hormone imbalance, extreme estrogen dominance, low progesterone, testosterone, GI issues, thyroid issues, she said. While carnivore brought improvements, they were frustratingly slow. I thought maybe something was wrong with me. Why is it taking longer for me to feel better? The missing piece, iodine. After learning about iodine's importance for hormone function, Hannah began supplementing. She started with 2 to 3 drops of Lugol 2% iodine solution daily. Modest improvements followed. Then she discovered she needed more. Many with hormonal imbalances require up to 50 milligrams of iodine daily for optimal results. Now, I just did a video on iodine where we said minimum 25 milligrams for people who are having problems. 50 milligrams is a bit high, especially if you are being treated by a doctor for certain type of things like Hashimoto's. Do check with your doctor before you take a long-term heavy dose of iodine. But iodine is very safe to take. When Hannah increased to 20 drops, everything changed. Within a day, I felt what everybody said they experienced on day 3 of carnivore. I'm nicer in my head. She was having far less problems. I'm more patient with my kids. I'm more focused. All of my hormones feel so much more balanced. And that's the key, is balancing your hormones. This pattern appears repeatedly in carnivore communities. While the diet provides a foundation, individual nutrient needs vary dramatically, person to person. For those with specific deficiencies, targeted supplementation can be very transformative. Okay? So keep that in mind. Don't self diagnose, though. Do check with your doctor. Do find a functional doctor uh, who is uh, very comfortable with uh, helping you balance your hormones and iodine usage. Reverse dieting. This is one of my favorites. Okay, eat more to lose more. Michelle had lost significant weight on carnivore, but hit a stubborn plateau. The last 12 pounds were still holding on like a barnacle on a boat, she said. when she okay, she did something here that I don't recommend, but you can do it because a lot of people are comfortable using this. She calculated her total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. That's using a fat loss tool on your iPhone or on your phone, smartphone, and she discovered that she was eating less than 1,000 calories a day while maintaining weight. That's not very much, and while calories are not an ideal way to measure the food you're taking in, it's one way, and it does help at least measure that a little bit. Her metabolism had downregulated to match her chronic undereating, and that's important. If you do this for a long period of time, your metabolism matches what you're taking in. The counterintuitive solution: eat more. Michelle increased her intake to 1,600 calories daily, her calculated deficit amount. For 2 months, her weight remained stable. Then she took an even bolder step. She increased it to 2,000 calories daily, her maintenance level. After a month at this higher intake, she then dropped to 1,700 calories, and the result, she lost 7.5 pounds in just 2 weeks. Okay? Strategic calorie increases through reverse dieting can lead to higher energy levels, improved hormone balance, and better workout performance, all while preparing the body for a more effective fat loss. This process works by signaling to the body that food is abundant, allowing metabolic processes to upregulate. When calories are subsequently reduced, but not drastically, the body continues to operate at a higher metabolic rate change, creating a more significant deficit. For chronic undereaters, right? Eat, and if you've been on a diet for long periods of time, you're a chronic undereater more than likely. Eating more can be terrifying. Michelle gained 1.3 kilos, about 2.5 pounds, in her first week of increased calories, but she trusted the process and her patience was rewarded. When I get to my goal weight, I'm looking forward to eating 2,000 calories a day again, she said. So once again, I don't suggest worrying about the calories as much as worrying about, are you satisfied with what you're eating? Also, watch the percentages of what you're eating. Calories is one way to measure it, but essentially you want to eat meat with the fat. You want to try to get, if you're really trying to jumpstart this, about 70, 75, or 80% of your calories from fat and the rest from protein. Okay, make sure you're eating enough protein to feed your lean body mass, and you'll be surprised. Eat until you're not hungry, and that usually will do it. Now, if you're just starting out, you may be so uh, you may have underfed yourself. Your body may be starving for nutrition. That it actually does help to eat more. There'll be a whole set of videos on priming. Priming is where you're actually forcing yourself to eat a lot more than you think you need to, but your body probably needs it. When you're priming, you may actually gain weight. If you're weighing yourself on a scale, I don't often recommend that. But if you're weighing yourself, one of the things we normally see is that your measurements are going down and your body fat is going down, even though your weight's going up. What does that mean? You're converting into muscle what used to be fat. Muscle is much more compact per pound than fat. So it actually, everything starts feeling better. Keep that in mind. Eat more. That can be very important. Okay? Okay, real quick. We appreciate your help. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when the next videos drop. It does help us. We appreciate it. Okay, this is really lots of fun. Strategic metabolic resets. So Taryn had been on a weight loss plateau from February through July. We see this a lot. I thought, well, this is not fun, and I don't know why this is happening. She was expecting every month to be losing weight. She had heard about metabolic reset days, but hadn't taken them seriously. Finally, she decided to experiment. First, she tried a bone broth fast. The scale moved. Next, she tried a fat fast, consuming primarily rich foods. Her choices were cream brulee and pork belly. The scale moved again. I don't feel like I'm doing anything weird. I don't feel like I'm eating. I almost feel like I'm celebrating because I'm eating creme brulee and pork belly and all that fat, she would say. From mid-July to mid-August, incorporating these weekly metabolic resets, Taryn lost 8 pounds after months of stagnation. Anita Briggs, known as the ketogenic woman, you can find her on YouTube, found similar success with a structured approach to metabolic variety. She incorporated one fat fast day and one lean protein day weekly. For her fat fast, she consumed butter with flaked finishing salt. That's a salt that's with large flakes. It's actually quite delicious, and that works. I like the butter fast concept. Okay, and then on her lean day, she ate lean meat with enough fat to satisfy her hunger, but not making sure that she was adding a lot of fat. As she said, I'm in my home stretch with weight loss. She's lost a total of 145 pounds so far, but there are these last 30 pounds, and it's just inching off. So she's working to get that last bit off. With her weekly metabolic resets, Anita began losing 1 to 2 pounds monthly after seeing no movement on the scale for months. These strategic variations prevent metabolic adaptation. Okay, think about the human body and how it was designed, how it adapted, right? In our earliest history, we lived in a state of constant feast and famine. Food was not available at the grocery store. You had to go out and get it, right? You either went and hunted it or you had to go dig it up, right? It wasn't just sitting there for you to grab. So you would go one day after, let's say, a big kill. You would feast. You would feast for 1-2 days, and then you would fast for 2 or 3 days. Heck, like most carnivores, you were sleeping anyways to digest all that meat and fat you were eating. And then, after a couple of days of fasting, it's time to go get something else. And so you'd go on another hunt. So you'd go through periods of feast and famine, right? And your body is adapted to this. It works best when it has some variety in it, right? And so that's what I want you to start thinking about. How do I add fat days and lean days into your schedule, right? Have a fat day. Have a lean day, right? And it keeps your body moving properly. So try that. Okay, here's a real favorite of mine, the sardine solution. Several carnivore dieters report significant benefits from incorporating sardines into their routine. If you have never tried sardines, buy a high quality can, as best as you can at the grocery store, wherever you find it, and just try it. You may absolutely love them. You may not, okay? If you don't love them, don't force yourself. Trust me. Don't eat what you don't want to eat. Robin, a person who survived colon cancer, had been told to limit red meat for some reason. Okay? There are plenty of people who have had colonoscopies and they thrive on red meat. But okay, her doctor told her limit red meat. Fine. She found that sardines provided lasting satiety. I had sardines for breakfast and she was not hungry for most of the day. Sardines offer unique nutritional benefits that can address common deficiencies in a carnivore diet. A single can provide approximately 2,000 IU of natural vitamin D. Sardines are very high in vitamin D. And 1,463 milligrams combined of EPA and DHA. These are essential omega-3 fatty acids that you need to have, and having a lot of them, especially from cold water fish, is very important. This addition can be particularly valuable for those with low vitamin D levels, as vitamin D deficiency is linked to difficulty releasing body fat. Eat sardines and go outside, get some sun. Okay? The omega-3 fatty acids in sardines also help reduce inflammation, which may explain why Robin's arthritis pain disappeared on the carnivore diet. My ankles do not hurt. It's the craziest thing, she would say. Okay? So I do like sardines. You can also have, when you talk about those fat days and lean days, have one day where you're doing what's called a sardine fast. All you're doing is eating sardines. 3, 4, 5 cans, whatever it takes to make you feel full that day, but nothing else. That really will jumpstart your metabolism as well if you do that once a week, let's say. Okay, the pain-free revelation. Perhaps the most surprising breakthrough for many carnivore dieters wasn't weight loss, but the disappearance of chronic pain. Robin had been a marathon runner until ankle injuries and arthritis forced her to scale back. Her doctor told her, "I'm sorry, you have arthritis, you're old." She accepted this as her fate. My friend and I decided we're old. We're not going to have arthritis. We're just going to hurt. No. Then something unexpected happened to her as she went carnivore. I was thinking, I'm not hurting anymore. This is crazy. To test the connection, she briefly reintroduced non-carnivore foods during a vacation. The pain returned immediately. The only thing that's changed is I added back in the crappy food. Colleen shared a similar experience with debilitating arthritis that had plagued her since her early 20s. Debilitating. Ooh. Since her early 20s. Sorry. I needed to be able to put my clothes on and hold the coffee cup. On the carnivore, the pain vanished. Pain's gone. Inflammation is just incredibly so much more better. These experiences suggested that for some individuals, inflammatory foods may be the primary driver of chronic pain condition, and that does hold up very well. Okay? Finding your breakthrough. The most valuable insight from these stories isn't any specific protocol. It's the recognition that the carnivore diet isn't a one-size-fits-all. Kathy, who lost 102 pounds at age 76, found that her breakthrough came from joining a supportive community. I can recommend tracking and joining the group highly enough. I can't recommend tracking. For others, the key was addressing specific nutrient needs, eliminating particular triggers, or strategically varying their approach. These stories reveal that the body speaks in whispers before it screams. Plateaus, cravings, pain, and energy fluctuations are all data points, not failures. The question isn't whether carnivore works, it's which version of carnivore works for your unique biology. When standard advice fails, these minor tweaks, eliminating all sweet taste, optimizing iodine, reverse dieting, right? Implementing strategic resets, or incorporating specific nutrient-dense foods can have tremendous transformative results. The most powerful breakthrough may be realizing that you're not broken. You're simply gathering information about what your body truly needs. And if you want to join my health coaching program, where once again you have the ability to interact with other people, to ask me specific questions, and to listen to very detailed courses, and have me respond to you, check in the in the description. You will find a link. Okay? So, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. And once again, share, like, and subscribe.